Peppa's family went to summer camp. The place seemed perfect for a peaceful vacation. The road home disappeared completely. Nobody could find the way out of the dark forest. Phones stopped working entirely. Connection to the outside world was lost forever and completely. Daddy Pig maintains his composure carefully, but his eyes reveal growing fear and anxiety inside. Mummy Pig cooks dinner with trembling hands. The food becomes increasingly strange and unappetizing. George plays with his toys silently. His usual cheerful laughter is no longer heard anywhere. At night, strange sounds in the forest. Something big and terrifying moves between the trees. Grandpa Pig behaves very strangely now. He talks to invisible creatures around him constantly. Granny Pig forgets family names completely. Her gaze becomes empty and completely absent from reality. A yellow figure appears in camp. Labubu watches the family from a safe distance carefully. Daddy Pig starts digging a deep hole. He claims he is searching for an exit desperately. Mummy Pig stops cooking food entirely. She only stares at one fixed point in space. George talks to his toys constantly. They answer him with strange and very eerie voices. Grandpa Pig disappears for a whole day. He returns with completely empty and lifeless eyes. Granny Pig draws strange, mysterious symbols. She cannot remember her own name anymore at all. Labubu approaches closer to camp slowly. His yellow eyes glow brightly in the darkness around. Daddy Pig digs deeper and deeper frantically. The hole becomes similar to a freshly dug grave. Mummy Pig sings a haunting lullaby. The words of this song frighten everyone around her. George stops being a child completely. His behavior becomes adult and very creepy and disturbing. Labubu enters the camp openly now. Nobody tries to stop him from entering their space. The family gathers around the hole. They look down with completely empty and expressionless faces. Labubu explains the rules of this world. Isolation has changed them all forever and irreversibly. Peppa realizes there is no exit possible. The camp has become their permanent home for eternity. The family accepts new reality calmly. Sanity is no longer needed in this strange place. Labubu stays with them forever now. The isolated camp gained new permanent residence for life. Peppa Pig's house always seemed like the safest place in the world. But beneath its foundation lay dark secrets that should never be uncovered. Strange sounds echoed from the basement every single night. The family heard dull thuds and mysterious scratching noises. Daddy Pig decided to investigate the source of sounds. He went down to the basement with his flashlight. Behind old dusty boxes, a hidden door was discovered. It was secured with a heavy rusty lock. Mummy Pig joined the search down below them. Together, they broke the old rusty lock completely. Behind the door opened a long, dark tunnel. The air was stale and freezing cold inside. The family slowly moved through the narrow passage. The walls were covered with strange green slime. At the tunnel's end was a small room. In the corner sat a yellow square figure. It was SpongeBob, chained to the cold wall. He looked sad and completely helpless there. SpongeBob begged to be freed from heavy chains. His voice sounded pitiful and very sincere. Peppa felt sorry for the imprisoned creature below. She asked her parents to help him escape. Daddy Pig broke the chains with his hammer. SpongeBob was finally set completely free from captivity. SpongeBob thanked the family with grateful tears. He seemed so kind and sweet and innocent. The family invited SpongeBob to live upstairs with them. He gladly agreed to stay in their home. The first days, SpongeBob behaved perfectly well always. He helped with chores and played with children. But gradually, something began changing inside him slowly. His smile became too unnaturally wide and strange. SpongeBob never slept during the night hours anymore. He just stood there and stared at them. His laughter became increasingly more mechanical sounding each day. There was no real joy in it anymore. Peppa noticed that his eyes were glowing strangely, red light in the complete darkness of night. Food in the house began disappearing mysteriously every morning. SpongeBob was always near the refrigerator watching. Family photographs changed their facial expressions slowly over time. All smiles became sinister and evil-looking. SpongeBob began whispering strange words at night hours. Nobody understood their dark and mysterious meaning. The house filled with creepy atmosphere of fear. Something was terribly wrong with everything around them. The family realized their terrible mistake too late. SpongeBob no longer hid his true nature. A sunny morning illuminates the Pig family house. Everyone is preparing for a trip to the neighboring town. Daddy Pig loads suitcases into the car. Today they are going to visit Auntie Pig. Peppa and George jump excitedly near the car. The adventure excites them very much. Mummy Pig checks the luggage. She feels a strange uneasiness. The car leaves the familiar neighborhood. The landscape becomes dark and desolate. The sky is covered with clouds. The sun disappears. The air becomes cold. They enter an unfamiliar town. The streets are empty, houses abandoned. A strange figure stands on the corner. It's Labubu with glowing red eyes. Labubu turns his head watching the car. His gaze pierces right through. Peppa notices the creature and points. When others look, Labubu disappears. The family arrives at Auntie Pig's house. The house is gloomy, windows covered with curtains. Auntie meets them at the door. Her eyes are full of fear. She tells about strange events. Residents disappear at night. Labubu appears in the window across. He stares intently at the family. George cries for no reason. His dinosaur falls and breaks. In the evening, the family dines by candlelight. The electricity went out. It became dark. Shadows move by themselves. They take the shape of Labubu. Peppa sees red eyes. They burn and watch movements. Mummy tries to calm the children, but her voice trembles with horror. Labubu appears in the room. He slowly approaches the family. Daddy tries to protect everyone, but hands pass through Labubu. Labubu reaches out to the children. His smile becomes more terrifying. Everything disappears. The family wakes up in the car. They fell asleep on the road. A Labubu medallion lies on the seat. Nobody remembers where it came from. Regular day at nursery began as usual. Madame Gazelle greeted children with a familiar smile. But something was wrong. Madame Gazelle's eyes strangely gleamed, and smiles seemed too wide. Peppa noticed teacher whispering something incomprehensible when thinking nobody could hear. New toy appeared on table. Dark red Labubu with burning red eyes watched children. Madame Gazelle said this was special toy. She called it Great Labubu and asked children to bow. Children laughed, thinking it was game, but Madame Gazelle was serious as never before. During lesson, teacher told strange stories about ancient gods requiring sacrifices. George got scared and cried. Madame Gazelle sternly said, "Tears offend Great Labubu." At lunchtime, Madame Gazelle placed toy in center of table and lit candles around it. She forced children to repeat incomprehensible words in unknown language. Labubu seemed pleased. After lunch, Madame Gazelle locked all doors and windows. She said time for special lesson came. Labubu's red eyes glowed brighter. Toy began growing, becoming child-sized. Madame Gazelle explained she served Great Labubu for many years. Children are his favorite food. Peppa tried running away, but doors were locked. Windows wouldn't open either. Madame Gazelle began reading incantations. Labubu grew bigger, his eyes burning like fire. Children realized their teacher went insane. She was preparing them as sacrifice to demonic being. Susie tried calling Mummy, but phone didn't work. Madame Gazelle planned everything. Labubu spoke with voice from underworld. He demanded children's souls be brought to him. Madame Gazelle tied children with ropes. She sang strange songs in ancient language. Labubu became enormous, filling half classroom. His red eyes blazed with hunger. Madame Gazelle raised knife, preparing to begin ritual. Children screamed, but nobody heard. Suddenly, parents burst into classroom, but it was too late. Ritual had begun. Demon turned to children. Now they had to serve him and find new victims.